Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the 1K World Cup. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic little break as we got things all set up for the next matchup here today. We're gonna take a trip down into the losers bracket now as we turn our attention to our next two competitors. It is gonna be the Netherlands taking on France to see who continues on in this tournament. A lot on the line for these two rosters as they look to try and make it through to the semi-finals. As always, my name is Sparky, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a solo job here in the commentary booth this time around for this match. And this is a pretty interesting matchup. These two countries definitely have quite a bit of history with each other, and maybe not in one key, but in different key modes. This will be a real interesting showdown for these two. A lot of folks know each other very well on these two teams, and when it comes down to it, there's got to be a winner at the end of the day. And this is one that could go down to the wire here in terms of overall performance, because they are pretty evenly matched in certain departments. It really just comes down to who has hit that ceiling first in terms of overall map difficulty. So right now, just getting the lobby logistics all sorted out. Gonna wait to see if there are going to be any warm-ups for this match. Usually if there is, it's probably France that's gonna throw one out just to test the waters a little bit. Probably something a little bit SV oriented if I were to harken a guess, but could also very easily just forego it altogether. But I do see a map command come out, so we are gonna see a warm-up here. As it stands right now, we see most of the Netherlands roster up on screen. Gonna make sure everybody gets in their proper spots before we get started. It's gonna be a very interesting warm-up. This is a pretty notorious chart that very difficult to play through in a general sense. It is very hard, but it'll at least get the hands going before we get into the match itself. So we'll see how they do, as we have sorted out the players just in the wrong spots. Patuz and Audrey denouncing their French citizenship, going to the Netherlands. Samuel HK Lumbers and Frake going to France. So we'll get that flipped around before we get started, hopefully. But I mean, it is a warm-up. It gives us a chance to. It gives us an opportunity to correct these things if they do continue on here. Alrighty, so we're gonna start things off with the players in the flipped positions, but gotta get through these warm-ups to make sure we can get into the actual match. This bears no implication on what is to come, but it'll at least be funny to look at one of the more ridiculous one-key charts out there. Yeah, the BPM just all over the place, and can catch you out. It's very deceptive as to when those starts and stops go. It speeds up so incredibly quickly and then just goes back to a normal pace that if you aren't aware of those gimmicks, it's just an awful time, to be quite honest. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, the SB slowdowns. And then speeding right back up, it is incredibly frenetic. Unsurprising to see players missing left and right. Catches out even the most practiced people. You know, this is actually flipping back and forth pretty impressively. And I hope that we see this carry over into the match, because we could have some pretty hard-in-mouth moments going to the end here. Yeah, at this point, all bets are off. And that was a warm-up. Solid B's across the board. One of the rare times we see all 4 players roll a B, or get a B, as we wait for the rolls to come out. Shara rolling the 30, Adri rolling the 51, so France does win the roll. I think France had a warm-up and just not getting played. We might take a second here to let them get their warm-up. Unless they're joking around. I honestly don't know when to take these players seriously sometimes. But judging by the reactions, I think they actually do, so... Right now, we'll just wait to see if we get that all sorted out here. Like I said, these players, this group of players know each other so well. Alright, so I guess we're just going through it. And we're gonna get rid of quality control from the Netherlands. I think we might have some connection issues here. That might be why. And Alan 1 going to get banned out here from France. And with that out of the way, we can get into the actual first pick. And it is going to be Rice 1, so all shenanigans aside, we have made it through. We have made it through the arguably hardest part of any match, the warm-ups. And we are now into the first pick here. This is relatively straightforward 170 BPM stream with some 340 BPM bursts in between some of those elongated streams. And the players knowing well enough to sort themselves out in the lobby. Jaye and Freak now returning to the Netherlands. Tattoos and Patirage going to be on the French side. Lobby colors now sorted out as well, so everything looks to be in order. Once again, balance is restored, but hopefully we have plenty of chaos as we get into this match. As the MP Star Command comes out here. We load into the first map of this best of 9. Remember, this is a loser's bracket match, so loser of this will be out of the tournament. As we take a second to see if Freak loads in. They are playing. I can say that with some confidence. There we go, just the client being a little funny as we wait for things to stabilize here. And it will be an early advantage for France to start things off here. Freak actually finding a really early miss overall. Guys, bring them down into that low 99% mark. As the battle between Patirage and Jaye rages on, Patu's able to stay ahead as Freak finds another drop on the doublet before jumping back into the streams. It's those breaks in between where the number of notes changes ever so slightly, but Patu's trades one of those misses back, and they take a pretty significant accuracy drop as well. They're trying to cling on as the stream fell out from under them. And Patirage breaks on the break transition into the doublets, and a pretty nasty fall, as well as everybody having a pretty torrid time of the section. You would think it would have been the streams where players would have found the breaks, but no. The calmest section of this chart catches everybody out, nobody having any combo to work with as we make our way into this final major stream. It is 30,000 points in favor of the Netherlands at the moment. As we continue on here, Jaye keeping that miss very clean when they did find the drop. 99.6% accuracy, and that is doing the bulk of the damage to the performance overall and giving them the cushion that they need to continue on in this chart. Not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. There's still an 8th in the chart left to go. A couple of 8s to read through. Freak finding a drop on the transition back into the stream, but able to stabilize just in the nick of time. But the lead has shrunk to about 21,000 points, but we are quickly approaching the ending. There are a couple of streams left to read through here that could catch any of the players out. It could ruin the stream, it could ruin the point, but I think the Netherlands has done enough at the end of the day, and they take the first break point in this match to make it 1-0. Alrighty, so plenty of fireworks through that opening map. A lot of back and forths to speak of. But Netherlands actually getting the upper hand on that pick. And Freak actually, like, wait, they won that? I think they might have thought that once the misses came through from their end, they might have thought it was over at that point. But it is what it is. You take the points where they are given. And now with the Netherlands up to pick, they can go into something that they're potentially more comfortable with. So right now, just waiting on the Netherlands' first pick. It'll be very interesting to see what they want to go for here. The fact that they banned Hybrid 1 leads me to believe that it's probably just going to be a full rice-oriented affair here, going through the rice picks. Actually, LN2 going to pick here. Hot chocolate going to be the order of business here. Some infighting happening here between the Netherlands players. I'm sure they'll settle it in their voice chat, but as it stands, Samuel HK Lumper is going to come in for the Netherlands on this LN pick. Pretty straightforward overall. There is a section in the middle that we'll probably harp on for the rest of the weekend that can catch the players out. Just a nasty doublet section that is, dare I say, a pain to play through without finding drops. As we catch everybody fully synced up. This is really just a consistency test. Can you read some of the varying snaps of these LNs? Some pretty straightforward 1-4 streams. Won't be causing too much damage. Misreads, very much a thing on this chart. Some of these streams not as long as some may think. And the LNs can trip you up if you're not too careful. The first doublet not catching anybody out as everybody's pretty much cruising to that 400 combo cap. But as I say that, Samuel finding the first drop, traded by Patraj here as they're trading back and forth. Once again, a second one for the road for Samuel here. But Patraj trades it back once again, not able to find their footing through this first real chorus section. But taking a little bit less damage compared to Samuel. And Audrey finds the drop as well, leaving Shora all alone with the singular FC in this lobby. 99.8% accuracy, and it puts a massive dent in what was looking to be a pretty comfortable French lead going into the back half here. There's still a double section to read through. Can they make it through here? A lot of 200s getting dropped by the players, but no breaks to speak of just yet. Second time around, is it going to catch anybody out? It is 2,000 points. Shora finds the miss, but that was the highest accuracy. Nobody's really up to contest against them right now, but Patraj now back up with that 400 combo cap. Gonna start doing some pretty significant work to bring the lead back over to the French side at the moment. 3,500 points in their favor with a third of the chart left to go. The 1-6 come through and they cash out Shora. Everybody else making it through the first one, making it through the second one. And I think everybody else has stabilized. The fact that Shora is not above that 400 combo cap, not going to be able to contribute, still has the highest accuracy in the lobby, but doesn't have the benefit of the full score for their judgments. So now France, 20,000 points in the lead with a quarter of the map left to go. Not out of the woods just yet. We have seen some pretty wild swings in this match already. Gotta be able to keep this last drop really clean. The doublet once again not catching anybody out. There are no more major 1/8, 1/6 sections to speak of. It's just 1/4 reading. Patraj, ooh, flirting very dangerously close. A lot of hundreds coming through there, but able to hold on to the combo. That would have done pretty significant damage. Maybe halved the lead there, but only puts a tiny dent in what is a crazy performance. But as I say that, they find a drop at the end. Is there enough time? I don't think there's enough notes for the Netherlands to mount the comeback, but the lead is shrinking. It's 4,000 points, and France manages to hang on by the skin of their teeth there. 2,400 points, the margin of victory, as we are now tied 1-1. God, that was a war of attrition at the end of the day. Nobody wanted to hang on to the lead there. And we have handshaken the first 2 breakpoints in this match. It is now a formal best of 7. Everything resets. France up to pick. They're going to go for Rice 3s, so going for Dopamine instead of something like Masamune. Arguably the last remaining straightforward pick. Some interesting stream structures transitioning into triplet-based patterns. Alrighty, so the MP Star command comes out here. Same 4 players as last time on LN2, staying in for this Rice 3 pick. And so far, the name of this match so far has been the transitional moments in some of these charts, really catching out players. The OD 9.5 on this pick in particular going to be massively punishing for anybody that second guesses where some of these streams go. But for right now, pretty even starts across the board. Pataraj and Shora going at it. Samuel and Audrey going at it. But Samuel's the first one to blink in the exchange, finding a number of drops and picking up a number of 200s afterwards, going into the second quarter of the chart, down into that 97% range. But Audrey not too far ahead, in and around that low 98% mark. If they can hold on to the combo, should be fine. But if they do find the trades back, I imagine this lead's going to shrink very quickly. But moving on into the second half of this chart, we see those triplet-based transitions with the 1-4 streams. And it's just managing your hand speed at those moments that's going to be critical to maintaining your run overall. As Audrey finds a drop going into the last third of the chart, and the lead immediately swings back over in favor of the Netherlands. Pataraj finding a pretty significant accuracy drop down to that 99.2 range, leaving Schroeder alone on an island once again. 2 FCs left on the board for either, or 1 FC left on the board for either side. Schroeder and Pataraj going at it. But right now, the accuracy from Schroeder pulling them through to the end here. Last sliver of chart left to read through. 12,000 points can evaporate in an instant if there is a misread this late on. But as it stands, I don't think there's enough time, but Samuel finds a massive drop there at the very end, and that is going to do it for the run. They managed to make it through 99% of the chart, but the final burst, just a little bit too much to hang on to, and France sneak the point out from under the Netherlands' feet and make it 1-2. Alrighty, so some intense back and forths so far during this match, France able to secure their first actual point. No more break points being handed over, but very dangerously close to doing so. I imagine there aren't that many comfortable picks left for either of these teams. There's a lot of risk that needs to be taken, and Radiant is going to be the pick. SV finally being represented here. So frequent the ban, but left up in this matchup, both these teams, no strangers to practicing SV charts. So we're going to see Adri depart. Lezo Zoyan going to be checking in for France. We saw this happen last week as well. Probably their SV specialist to partner up with the mapper of this map, Pataraj, who has bared the burden of creating the SV charts for most of the Joke series. So I imagine the pressure's dialed up to 11 for them because Mapper's advantage, of course, but can really it'd be unfair to hold that against them if they were to find a miss. Shara and Frake going to do their best to try and take this point away from them. This could be a turning point in this match in terms of how the match dynamics are going to go. So a true test of how well you practiced going to come to the forefront here. Everybody makes it through that opening burst. Very easy to miss time where some of those stutters are going to come from as Frake finds the first drop. Second one as well. Those 1-4 streams a little bit deceptive to read through, but able to stabilize just a little bit here. With SV picks like this, it is very easy to bleed over thousands of points. Sometimes even inadvertently. You don't have to miss. It's just a string of bad judgments trying to cling on for dear life. But as it stands, holding steady. Freak finding it in her drop. Not able to stabilize here. 3 FC still left on the board. On the lobby, but Pataraj finding the drops to trade back some of those misses, but able to regain their footing. Still above the S rank here, 97% for them. And it's a battle between Lezozoyan and Shoira on the top half of the lobby, basically neutralizing each other at the moment. And the 1-4 streams begin to come out. Pataraj finding a drop here, but it's 55,000 points the margin between the two countries at the moment. As I mentioned, Zozoyan and Shoira canceling each other out, so it's really just the difference between Freak and Pataraj. As it stands, there might be a chance for Freak to get back up with that 400 combo cap through this ending, but there isn't enough time to really mount that much of a comeback unless there's a massive change. But with that drop, that will spell the end of this run, as Zozoyan not able to hold on to the FC. Unfortunate to find the choke there in the end, but I think the breakpoint will more than make up for it. 62 and 66 300s. Shoira MVP performance, 993k, but not enough at the end of the day. And it is now 1-3 in favor of France. So with that being said, it is France up to pick once again. I imagine something like Rice 2 might come out here. It's the lesser of all evils in that rice pool. Ghost is such a 50-50 map in terms of its snapping. Masamune, you can kind of control your destiny on a pick like that. It's just that opening stream that could set the tone for the rest of the chart. And I don't think either of these countries are really that comfortable going for something like speed, but in this kind of a matchup, you might have to chance it if you really want to avoid the last two hybrids. Hybrid 2 might still be an available option. And it is going to be hybrid 2, so the most straightforward hybrid remaining in this pool. Quality control getting banned, and step by step just probably not even in consideration for a pick here. So right now, just waiting for the client lag to kind of stop. I think our referee might be getting these picks a little bit late, but doing their best to maintain a timely order here. And sure enough, it gets loaded up here. Samuel going to be checking back in for the Netherlands. Everybody else staying put as well. Audrey comes back in. This is Zoyan doing more than enough to get them over the line there on the SV pick. The opening exchange is going the way of the Netherlands. Pataraj finding a drop on the opening 1/4 bursts to kick this map off. That being said, very early on, so road to recovery pretty easy to navigate. There aren't really that many points to trip up on. That being said, the alternating 1/4 bursts into LNs. Shura going to be the next one to find a drop here, and actually that's pretty considerable. They have been the highest accuracy for the Netherlands. Putting it on the shoulders of Samuel to hold on to the FC here. But taking some damage. Patraj does trade that miss back though. So no harm, no foul at the end of the day here as the Netherlands begin to nurse about a 10,000 point lead. But as we've seen so far in this match, that is not a lead to rest on. With half the map already done, there's still plenty of places for chokes to happen. Just a slider break, an errant misread, misinterpretation of the pattern could turn the tide here, as Audrey doing the bulk of the heavy lifting here. 99.7 for them. MVP performance at the moment as Patras tries to get back up over that 99% mark. Every 1/10% that they can pull up can bring them closer into the equation, especially with Samuel finding a drop now down below that 99% mark as well. Back into the clutches of Pataraj, who is now back up over that 400 combo cap, so be able to make a full contribution now to the overall team score. Samuel finds a massive drop on the LN stream, transitioning back into this outro. Quarter of the map left to go. 26,000 points now in favor of France as we make our way to this ending. But as we have seen before, it is still way too close to call. An ending slip up here could change things, but as things reach their ending, it's just 1-2 snaps to read through, a couple of bursts, the transition, and that will do it. France on match point here, 1-4. Fantastic performances across the board. Audrey with the MVP performance. Shura, though, not too far behind. A V1SS for their own right, but just the 2 misses. A little bit too much in the end. And it's now the Netherlands' pick. They went for LN, they went for SV. There's only one hybrid remaining. Do you chance going into step by step, or do you go for Ghost here? speed is also an option, but I imagine that's going to be a bit of a war of attrition. If they were to go for something like that. Also, did forget to mention, Masamune is a pick they can go into as well, but it's just such a hard decision, especially when it is match point like this. You don't have room for error here. Not impossible to make the comeback, but it's gonna be busy come, busy go. So the speed pick going to come out here, hoping they can maybe physicality cap France, or maybe just hope that something goes wrong on their side and that they can maybe sneak one out. Could also be that they picked this because the song is a good one. It is indeed a banger. So, hoping something goes their way. Stranger things have happened. It looks like it's gonna be Freak and Shoira going up against Audrey and Patirage. The MP Star Command comes out here. On Freak, I think that was just the opening notes catching them out in terms of how fast they were coming down. Audrey trades one of them back though, so it keeps the margin close. And again, just this cross-map battle, Freak versus Audrey, Shoira versus Patirage. And Shoira's the one that blinks first in the exchange. A pretty significant accuracy drop as well, down into the 97% range, but nobody above that 99% mark, so pretty much all to play for. There are some pretty tricky sections in this song where if you're not too careful, like Patirage finding a pretty massive accuracy spike. Shoira does trade it back, so it does keep the lead somewhat in check. Not able to balloon as far as it could have. Freak finding the next one. And we're playing a bit of a tug of war with the leaderboard. Audrey, the only one with any significant combo to speak of here. An opportunity for them to kind of stretch the advantage, but everybody kind of languishing in this 97-96% mark as a full combo reset on the side of the Netherlands going into the back half of the chart. Another one for the road, a second combo reset. No trades back from France here. They have a cushion to work with now, 60,000 points, but there's so many rapid bursts that peak at about 540 BPM that if you're able to make it through, you should be fine, but a rush of 200 from Patirage. They're able to hold on to the combo. Audrey falls. Patirage falls. It's still 60,000 points, though. Freak down into that 94% mark. Patirage finds a huge rush of mission, but Freak trades him back. As the last sliver of the map comes through, everything staying pretty nip-tuck. Once France established that lead, did it really look like they were going to give it up, but it came pretty close there. And France manages to clean up the match, taking it by a score of 5-1 and knocking the Netherlands out of the 1K World Cup. Fantastic work from all the players involved. Commiserations to the Netherlands. Their road in this tournament comes to an end here. France will be moving on to the losers semifinals, where they hope to continue the run next weekend. But with that being said, that will do it for this match. There is only one left to go here this weekend before we have that semifinals map pool showcase. As we take a look at the bracket, France will be playing the United States C team next weekend. So it doesn't get any easier for them, but in order to be the best, you got to beat the best in this scenario. So as I mentioned, only one match left. The United States A team going up against the United Kingdom in about 20 minutes to round out the weekend. I think shortly thereafter we'll have the semifinals map pool showcase. But if that changes, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated as best I can. But for right now, we're going to take a bit of a break, keep the stream up, listen to some more really nice tunes. And we'll see you guys in just a little bit. Take care, y'all.